Now, my first impression of the Fujimoto days was okay because I wasn't really sure what to expect. Even that I did knew a little bit about the manga, I know the backstory, I know the characters, but didn't read only maybe a page or two. But I never read the whole thing. I've just sort of basically briefly read the book, but never really read it and sat down and understand it in other words. So I have at least a genuinely decent idea how the comedy should go and sort of what is sort of the plot in other words. But I have to say I was sort of okay with the first episode because the first episode was good, not amazing. It's something that you have to be aware. The manga, the first chapter or the first volume was the same thing. It was okay. I was sort of hoping they just improve of the first chapter, improve of the storytelling, but they didn't. They just kind of played it safe, and that's fine. I mean, it's all about execution, and that's okay because the original manga took a little while to be really good. So I'm hoping, or I'm guessing, they wanted to do the same thing, do it slow and hit hard later on. Baby, I don't know you. But how you felt the first episode? You feel they hit right or not? Tell me down below. Let me know because I did laugh. I did enjoy it. Is that I was sort of expecting more of it, like a better hit. Even that the whole episode does explain everything pretty decently. If you don't know or you never read or heard about Fuchioto days is basically this assassin who sort of retired becoming an assassin because he fell in love with a woman and now he has a family. But the only problem is Mr. Fuchioto never really told his gang like, yeah, I'm retired, I'm done, I'm walking away. He just left. But be fair, Mr. Fuchioto is a badass. He is one of those elite fighters that you can't even touch. His incredible stamina, his strength, his martial arts, his expertise of weaponry. Nobody can actually hit the mark like him. And this is the reason why I give him the confidence to just quit. But this is the thing, his old partner, Mr. Chen, tried to locate him and find him and convince him to join once again the gang in ask forgiveness of their own boss. And that's basically the whole least plot of the story, even that is sort of focused on comedy. But I wasn't expecting, I said again, I had never fully read the original manga, I just briefly just read a few pages, that Chen is sort of the narrator. He is the point of view of the audience. And that sort of surprised me a little bit because I wasn't really expecting it because it never really explained Chin's sort of point of view because he's all about trying to convince Mr. Fuchioto to come back. But the whole these first episode is sort of understanding Mr. Fuchioto but irrespective of Chin. And I was okay with that. It's just I wish they actually fixed the comedy a little bit more or add one more or two more jokes around to really push that sort of comedy. But other than that, it's all about the action and violence in other words. And you know what? It does deliver, not all the time, because I said it before, the manga is sort of kind of slow. In fact, many people who read the manga told me, yeah, at the very beginning it's kind of slow, but it gets there, in other words. Of course, before I continue on, my name is Rachel. I like to talk about animation, not just animation reviews, first impressions, cartoon theories, and sometimes, if I have some spare time, cartoon breaking news. Of course, you like how it's going, like to help my channel, put a like, comment, and subscribe. That's the only thing you need to do. If not, that's fine. If you do, thank you, because you, I'm getting close to my main goal of 2,000 subscribers. And yes, I'm getting close every single day because of people like you. People who like, comment, and share. Thank you. Now, we can start off my first impression of Mr. Fuchioto days. Now, the main question is, do I recommend it? I say yes, but be sort of aware that it's not perfect. It has some issues, but you still enjoy the ride. Just have your expectation low. You'll be, yeah, this is a great thing. If you have it too high, you'll be a little bit disappointed. But for me, I did enjoy this ride because I sort of was kind of interested why Mr. Fuchioto retired. Be obvious of he got married, he had kids, the reason why he fell in love, because that's the whole joke. He just fell in love and retired. But I want to see the sort of steps what happened, to see the reasoning, like what was the whole point of everything. And this way they have Mr. Chin sort of reinterpret everything. Of course, I have one little minor gripe of it is sort of how they explain the power. Like, they just say, oh, Mr. Fuchiro is sort of a badass. But they never really explain how he is that good. Is over the years, what type of training, or something very specific to get to understand why he's a badass, to see the distance of the normal assassin and his level, the reason why he's so high. And that's the thing I kind of wish the show kind of explained a little bit. I'm not sure in the manga explain it, because how they just enter you this sort of situation to see Mr. Fuchiro, this sort of badass. He doesn't want to basically come back because he's so big and fat. He just don't care anymore. But he will protect his family if anyone threatened. Even that he is aware that the assassins are coming for him, he does anything to push away, and that's completely fine. But it's one of those things that I kind of wish they should have sort of explained the world a little bit more, just to get a better idea how some people can have sort of psychic abilities, because Mr. Chin, his ex-partner, can read minds, and something that doesn't tell you, you have to reinterpret why he can read minds. They give you little clues, but not enough to give you a decent explanation, like this is normal, or this is sort of a special type of group of people that this world has. And that's sort of the issue, because you have want to ask some questions if you're not gonna answer them. In the same time, that could be a balsam. That I hope they don't do this often. That okay, they sort of explain a little bit better, and that's all I want. There's sort of a better explanation, and I think this is the reason why I didn't fully enjoy. I didn't hate it. I didn't redid it, but at the same time, it's sort of interesting that you see everything of the point of view of Mr. Chen, because his own interpretation why Mr. Fuchiro sort of retired, because the whole episode is just him trying to convince him, understand him, see his kids, his customers, how he's sort of reporting in society, because he is sort of the handyman of the society. He's the one who's trying to help other people because he's changed. And that's sort of Mr. Chen's sort of point of view, trying to fully understand why. And that's just sort of a very interesting point of view, but the only problem is it wasn't as well executed. I wanted a little bit more deepness, more cleverness. In other words, you could this still could work. Is that I feel they attempted to adapt the chapters exactly, and that could actually hurt it even worse if they sort of realized maybe we have to slow down a little bit more, add sort of more dialogue here and there to make it more powerful, more meaningful. And that's sort of the issue. Of course, if you're one type of person you just didn't care, you did have a good time watching the first episode, this is probably you won't notice. If you're the type of person like me, you just want a decent explanation how the world works to actually let you focus on the comedy, yeah, you're gonna have some issues. But other than that, I kind of recommend it a little bit. It is enjoyable, because the first episode don't go that deep, because the whole thing is just he doesn't want to go back in the assassins. He just want to chill. He's just a lazy bum. Oh, not a lazy bum. He's sort of a father figure who wants just to have an easy life, just a chill, because he had all the adventure when he was young. He's just chilling with his family. But you really don't know much about Fuchiro, his family. You just have wholesome moments. But I feel I was sort of spoon spit than anything else. What I mean is, they tell you, but it doesn't let you to show you. They have moments they try to do that, but I feel they sort of kind of mis-execute that. So I'm really sure what to feel. In fact, the main focus was Chen, his opinion, is his own interpretation of Mr. Fuchiro, and that's fine. But the only problem is, I feel they needed to do more time, one or the other, of Mr. Fuchiro or Chen, because it had to focus one episode to really understand the world. You have to understand their point of view and how everything works well enough. And I feel that's sort of the flaw of this, because I feel it's just joke after joke after joke. Even that trying to slow down, but didn't feel they hit the mark right. That's the thing I kind of struggle to watch this because it's not a terrible thing. The jokes does slap, but I wish they kind of slowed down a little bit more and focus just a little bit more. If they'd done that, it'd be great. But I think it's sort of one of the biggest issues. They attempted to maybe adapt the comic or the manga too close. I feel that that's one of the biggest issues to doing basically anime based on manga. You have to sort of readapt them, but be okay to add few things to expand about it. And that's the thing. I feel they was too afraid to add a few things, add more moments to make it more stronger, and so continue on the next chapter. But they didn't. At least in my opinion, because I didn't finish reading the first chapter. I'm just saying the obvious. But once again, I don't know. It wasn't the best. Still enjoyable, but it has some issues. You will notice it. In fact, how you felt about this? Do you enjoy it? Do you hate it? Tell me down below. Let me know. I got nothing else to say. Just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.